Bethenny, you were just in LA. What is going on over there? What can you tell me is happening in California right now?
What is happening is shock, sleep deprivation, trauma, uncertainty. There are so many things people are uncertain about. Many people have evacuated from couch to couch, 4 different places, and they don't know if their house is gone. Every single person in LA knows at least one person who has lost their home. And the people who have lost their homes have gone from having a home to being homeless, because despite the headlines, it's not a rich person's crisis. It's not a celebrity billionaire crisis. It is something that unusually has affected the rich and the poor equally. So it's a very different type of dynamic, because fire is unlike a hurricane. You don't know when it's going to end. It comes on so quickly, and it's just so terrifying. There's not really a prediction of how fast it's going to get to your house. And most people don't think it would happen to them, because it did hit areas that have never had this kind of destruction before. So many things have been so traumatizing, but people feel demoralized. They don't understand how they're all of a sudden homeless and they're paying mortgages on piles of ash.
I was just having that conversation with someone last night, because it's actually like something we're all processing this. I can't believe people have to pay a mortgage for nothing. People
have to pay a mortgage for nothing. You know, people don't really think about people with special needs children, with disabilities, elderly. I mean, I met a woman who's an 89-year-old mother lost her home. Like, you think you're finally home, you're safe, you're house proud, and you lose everything. It is, I walked into a church with probably 50 to 100 people, and it was like walking into a funeral. People just had blank stares on their face.
You actually told a story on your socials that got me emotional. A woman came up to you, and what did she say to you?
She said, "I knew you would come."
I know.
And I felt like a superhero. It was like she was her despair and hope that I would come. And we did end up giving a whole group of people $1,500 in a cash card to be able to stay in a hotel for a week, crisis kits so they can have the dignity to have what they need right now, not piles of used clothing that they don't have a suitcase, they don't have a home, and they barely have their dignity in having to ask for something. The last thing they want to do is dig through old clothing, and that's why there are so many acres, miles of old clothing that will end up in a landfill, wasting sanitation workers and volunteers' time.
This is really important for people to know. What can we do to help people right now?
People cannot decide what they think people need, okay? People don't need cases of water, and people don't need old clothes in mismatched sizes. People need money so that we can provide them the cash cards so they have the dignity to purchase what they need. How can we decide what size diaper, what type of formula, what shirt someone needs? Like, it doesn't make any sense. I mean, a woman on dialysis was buying clothes, needed clothes for her husband. She's an elderly woman. I'm going to make her get out of her car and go to a pile of clothes and sift through, and she lost everything. It's degrading and it's demoralizing, and it needs to stop. And I keep talking about celebrities emptying their closets. It is performative. It is not helpful. It is in sizes that are not relatable to people who have just gone through a crisis for the most part, of all ages and sizes. And I have had wealthy people contact me to say, what can we do? What do you think you can do? What would you want? What would you want if you lost everything? Money to buy. And also the money puts money back into the same community that has suffered. You're going to their stores. Business owners have suffered. People that are working in restaurants. So put the money back in your own community.
Your initiative, BStrong, has raised so much money and contributed so much. Tell me about your warehouses in LA and exactly what you are doing in them right now.
So as of a few minutes ago, I have raised about $2 million with Global Empowerment Mission in cash in a matter of days, and about $17 million in physical aid. We have a warehouse that is about the size of a small Costco, and we deliver aid to different orgs, churches, schools, other vetted orgs that need it. But something that you don't realize, because this is a celebrity pop culture show, is that several A-list, high-profile celebrities have reached out to us to distribute their aid. They post a link, they post a photo, they raise money, they raise aid with no means of distribution. You have to be a business person to be running you have to be a business person to be running a philanthropic initiative. You cannot, so when you're donating, do not donate if you don't understand the business, if you don't trust who's running it. Many people have a good heart. It does not mean that they know how to distribute aid. And we have a situation, the two biggest problems I see is the lack of dignity in charity. There needs to be a dignity in charity. There needs to be a clarity in charity. And people cannot just fall prey to any celebrity that posts a nice picture with an emotional song and a link. Because that celebrity 9 times out of 10 does not understand where that money is going or how to distribute it or the aid. And that the only reason I know this is because they have called us for years. They take the credit and they give us the money and the aid because they trust us to distribute it.
Yeah. I think a lot of people are overwhelmed by all those links and all these GoFundMes. They're seeing these beautiful children, these beautiful faces. They're feeling like, oh my God, these people are in need. I need to donate. I need to donate. How do we navigate that? How do people that are not as educated on philanthropy navigate that?
Well, you could go on the sites like a Charity Navigator that will tell you how they rate charities. There are many big trusted charities that take a massive percentage for overhead. So with BStrong, 100% goes to the effort. There's no event, there's no pamphlet, there's no advertising, there's no gimmick. There's no gray area. 100% goes to the effort. And also, this is something I really don't talk about that much. The leanness and the efficiency with which we spend the dollar. As a business person, I do not waste time or money. We are the first ones to get to a disaster zone and the last ones to leave. We will be there for years. We've been in Maui, Paradise, Ukraine, in North Carolina for years, and people don't know it. Headlines fade, and charities become, headlines fade, disasters become not as popular, sadly, and no one pays attention anymore, and we can't leave them. We're relocating these people. We are still providing services for them. We are still helping them. We're still giving them aid. Like, you have to not leave these people a week after it happens.
Right.
You have to support them, and that's where a lot of the money goes.
Yeah. When you started your initiative, BStrong, I remember when you started it, did you ever imagine that you would make this kind of impact? And how much has social media really helped you build this community?
This is like my Skinny Girl business where I overshot the mark. I never thought it would be this successful by any stretch of the imagination. It was an idea. Skinny Girl is an idea. This was an idea. I just never could have imagined. I wanted to do one mission. I never could have imagined it would be this deep. And I'm so proud because I had a vision for exactly, just like a business, I had a vision for what I wanted, from the dignified crisis kits to the warehouse that was merchandised to the assembly line, to Pride, to relocation, to all of it. My partner, Global Empowerment Mission, has literally executed my vision. And just 2 days ago, I said, okay, I want to layer something else in. Now I want to give individual healthy meals. Because Kat Cora from Iron Chef reached out, and I said, how are the meals? If the meals are packaged and individual, not hot food, not Schaefer's, I don't want a kitchen. I want lean, healthy meals because people need their energy. They are going to have a mental health crisis in this area. This is going to be out of control. Physical ailments from what we're inhaling in the air, the firefighters, emotional, financial. It's going to be distraught. I mean, there's so many things that are going to happen that have not even started. People are in shock.
Yeah. You said something earlier that I've been hearing a lot on social media and just among social groups. It's a rich person's crisis. How you were there, you've been there. What can you tell us about your take on that?
There are so many poor people that have been affected, and they are feeling invisible because it's been marketed through the headlines as a rich person's crisis. So a place like Asheville, North Carolina, Western North Carolina, that has been completely ignored, completely put on the back burner because another popular effort came, they are desperate. They are begging. They are literally all over my socials like I've never seen, wanting attention. Shout out to North Carolina because they are suffering from unemployment. There is a housing crisis. There is a homelessness crisis. There is a hunger crisis. It is a serious situation. But the poor people of California resent this being marketed as a wealthy person's crisis, and there's a class warfare as a result. They have no compassion for the wealthy right now because they are being clumped in with the wealthy. So it's a very bad situation because they are angry. And many of them went from middle class to lower class in one day. They went from having a home with a mortgage, rent to, check to check, to being homeless in one day. So you got to really think about that. You're struggling. You're paying. You're struggling. You're paycheck to paycheck, but you have a home to be safe and warm. Put your kids in. The next day, you're completely homeless. Not a wallet. Not a thing to your name.
Yeah. The landscape in LA. People don't know that there's fire warnings a lot there. They didn't know that their homes were going to be destroyed.
There was a boy who cried wolf aspect, and they don't know their home's going to be destroyed. Also, fire moves quickly. Okay, they'll say like a wildfire.
Right.
Okay, so I know people that saw literally fire outside and then flames and the clouds of smoke getting bigger, and they were panic stricken. And you're a stunned deer, which is why I did say on my socials, in your mind, just take a mental tour through your house and say the 5 things you would take. 5 things you would take. Is it a birth certificate? Is it something from your parents that passed away? Is it some jewelry? What are the photos? What are the 5 things?
Yeah, yeah. You on a lighter note, what is so great about BStrong is that people are hearing about it and they are donating. So you were at NASDAQ and you rang the bell. What did that mean to you to be able to do that with your team and your daughter?
To be honored at NASDAQ and be on that international stage was really meaningful. And this is like a business where I started it a long time ago with a completely empty warehouse and not able to get anything from anyone. And now, silently, as I was walking in here, billionaires just donated $250,000. Another billionaire donated $170,000. Big names that you guys know that are multi-billionaires are anonymously donating. So just, I don't even ask anymore. I ask on these platforms, but I don't call up anyone. I used to email 50 people. I literally call and email no one. I know they're always going to come.
Wow.
The proof is in what we're doing. If you see the warehouse that we got, and we're first we're first in the disaster zone and last to leave. I don't know what else we could say. And by the way, out of the $2 million I've raised in cash in less than a week, $500,000 of it is from wealthy donors. 1.5 million is from my people with their paycheck, hairdressers, teachers, nurses, people in the military. It's really interesting. Most people that I know, friends that I have, people that I know, 0 people in the entertainment industry besides Tim Dillon have donated.
Wow. Why do you think that is?
I don't know. It's all strangers that donate.
Wow.
It's not people that I've met through this industry. Literally 0. Besides Tim Dillon and wealthy billionaires that I know, it's all just everyday people.
Yeah.
0 people that I know have donated.
It's amazing. It's really great. I should have started this interview by really asking how you are, because I know that you've just been going nonstop trying to help people.
Yesterday, I was a lunatic because I was exhausted and I had been off a red eye. And I'm also wanted to get back to my daughter, so I took a red eye to be with her. Today I slept 6 hours and I'm feeling strong. I'm okay.
Yeah.
Totally okay.
Yeah, and thank you for your work.
Thank you.
Seriously, as a longtime follower of you, from literally your apartment in New York City, trying to hustle, trying to make money, sell Skinny Girl, to see what you've built and how much you give back is amazing. Seriously.
Thank you so much.
It's amazing.